everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Neca, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, Keno and Foot Soldier 2-pack. This is Keno in his Foot Soldier training gear, and then a Foot Soldier based off the second film. I got this guy at the Walmart website. They were in stock briefly. Got my pre-order in, and then as soon as I checked, they were sold out right afterwards, so I might have got the last one. Who knows? I was expecting to see a Foot Soldier 2-pack from the second film, and maybe they're doing in the future. I'm not sure. In the meantime, this will do. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, Nickelodeon. Here's the Turtles from the second film, Keno, Foot Training Gear, and then the Foot Soldier. He does look to be a little bit different from the first film Foot Soldier. A ton of accessories, including a punching bag, and then Keno here. One side of the package, Turtles 2, Keno. Other side, got the Foot Soldier. The back, you can see the two of them. It's for a warehouse type setting. And here is a bunch of different display options. At the bottom, there's the barcode, in case that helps anybody. So with no further ado, let's open it up. And I did end up getting two of these packs. You can never have too many Foot Soldiers, and I thought I would do a head swap on Keno to have a couple of different Foot Soldiers in their sort of training gear, auditioning for the team. Alright, now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. They come with a bunch of cool stuff, alternate head, hands, some weapons, mutagen canister, but probably the coolest thing is going to be this punching bag. Now, this is Keno from Ninja Turtles 2, and a Foot Soldier. Foot Soldier is a little bit different from the first release, and then Keno, this is the second release of him, and this is a training montage when he's sort of applying for the Foot Clan. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures individually. We'll check out their accessories, height, and articulation, and then we'll compare them with a bunch of other Ninja Turtle action figures and a bunch of action figures from different various companies. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and we're going to go ahead and start off with Keno. So let's take a look. So this is Keno. Like I said before, he's in his training outfit from when he sort of applied for a Foot Soldier. Keno is played by Ernie Reyes Jr. Funny thing is, Ernie Reyes Jr. actually played Donatello in the first movie, but didn't speak for him. I guess he did such a good job, they wanted to bring him back as a pizza delivery boy from the second film. When it first came out, I thought this movie was so cool, but it has not really aged well. The first one is aged like a fine wine. It's absolutely fantastic, dark and gritty. The second one, while not nearly as bad as the third one, has way too much corny stuff and jokes, and just the overall look and feel is not nearly as good as the first one. And we're getting a little off topic here. Let's get back to the figure. So this is Keno here. Let's take a look. Start with his face. This is sort of an angry face. He's mad. He's going to be using the punching bag. He has long hair. He has kind of dark skin for an Asian American. He has a sleeveless sort of tank top. He's training. He has his boxing gloves on. And, of course, he has the punching bag that goes along with his boxing gloves. As we go further down, he's got, I don't know, just regular black pants on. It looks like double-jointed knees, single-jointed elbow. Overall, he looks pretty good. It's nice to add this one to the pizza delivery version of Keno. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Definitely got the likeness right on this guy. Looks pretty good. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with his hands. So he has a total of 4 hands, 2 left hands, and 2 right hands, and I really appreciate that he comes with a pair of hands without the boxing gloves. Here he is with his first pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands without the boxing gloves on. And here he is with his other pair of hands. This one has the boxing gloves on. Now let's take a look at his bells. In the movie, he was fighting some other people trying to join the Foot Clan. Then he advanced to the final test. The final test was he went up to a mannequin covered in bells. He was challenged, how many bells can you take off the mannequin in 15 seconds in complete smoke where you can't really see without making a sound. So they drop the smoke pellet. Raphael comes in, takes all the bells off and puts them into his arms. He had all of them off the mannequin. They were all very impressed. I doubt any of them even came close to doing that. The bells themselves, just sort of a little pile of mush. You've got a couple of the larger bell at the bottom and then a bunch of smaller ones here. It actually looks pretty bad. Here's Keno holding those bells. He had absolutely everyone picked off the mannequin. It seemed unrealistic even for the turtles. Now for his punching bag. We have the display stand, a large post, and then the bag itself. The bag looks pretty good. Definitely looks like a punching bag. Did a pretty good job here. It says tease us. It has an actual chain at the top that's going to allow it to dangle. It could be a very useful accessory for a bunch of different action figures. I'll put this to some really good use. When put together, it's going to look like this. We have a little stand, and it does a good job of sort of keeping the top heavy weight aimed the right direction. The post, which is made of actual metal, and then the metal chain here. As you can see, tease us. I don't remember what was the movie, but there's no way it was that. At least I wouldn't think so. Pretty cool. Nice little training item. And I got 2 of these packs, so I ended up with 2 punching bags. Could make for a nice gym or training room. Here's Keno hitting the punching bag. Foot Soldier holding it in place. Now let's look at his heads. He has 2 of them, one with an angry expression, and one with a smiling, happier expression. Here he is, with his first head. This one has the angry expression for when he's punching the punching bag. And then, here's Keno with the happier expression. And as you already know, I got 2 of these packs, so I have 2 of these Keno figures. My intent was to do a head swap with one, and then have Keno in the Foot Soldier training facility, and maybe somebody else in the background. So, we have to do a head swap to make this work. So let's go to my fodder bin and see what options there are. Here are a few different options for my fodder pile. 7-inch scale heads. I tried to pick some with some darker skin tone that would match Keno. Roman Reigns in the middle is my ideal one. So let's see if that works out. Time for the head swap. Here's this Roman Reigns head on the Keno body. The skin tone matches pretty good. I feel like the head is just a little bit too big, or maybe it sits too low. I can't see his neck at all, it just looks a little off. And here's the Bill Paxton Hudson head from Aliens. The skin tone matches perfect. Head doesn't seem quite as large. Maybe it's all the hair on Roman Reigns. And he has that weird sort of look to his face. This is where he's sort of winding the film, but it looks like, I don't know, maybe this could be his punching face in the training gym. I think this is the head I'm going to go with, even though I was hoping to go with the other one. To me, this one just looks a little better. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now for his height. From bottom to the top of his head, staying about 6.4 inches tall, which can translate to 16 centimeters. Keno is a shorter character. And now for his articulation. Starting with his head. Of course, you're going to rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that much. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, at least a little bit. Shoulders, ball joint, they only go out about this far. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He has a single jointed elbow that goes in 90 degrees with rotation. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Torso seems to be one solid piece. He's got a ball joint in his waist, rotate around, forward and back. Legs, complete as a splits, ball joints in there. They can rotate independently against the ball. They can go forward, about that much. Back, not much at all. Double jointed knees, they go back that far. There is rotation in the top half. Then his ankle, forward and back. Tilt rock, and that is about it. No traditional rotation down there. Here's this Foot Soldier fighting Keno, next to the pizza delivery version. Now let's take a look at the Foot Soldier. This is a Foot Soldier in the outfit from TMNT Part 2. Very similar to the first one, but some differences. Most noticeably, the shoulder pads. This Foot Soldier comes with 4 alternate hands, totaling 6 interchangeable hands. 2 sort of sticks, staffs, Eskimo sticks, batons, whatever you want to call them. And then a canister of mutagen, labeled TGRI. So let's take a look at the Foot Soldier. Starting with his face, he has that weird sort of mesh thing for his mouth. The 2 big bug eyes. He has the headband with the Foot Soldier logo at the top. Headband going back to the back. Like I said, shoulders stick out quite a bit more than the first movie Foot Soldier. He has that very good texturing on his outfit. Very well done. They use a lot of the same parts of Shredder from the first film, the Foot Soldier. And I bet there's a lot of reuse here, but we'll check that out in depth shortly. Looks like double jointed elbows. He has a sort of spiked thing on his forearm and on his fist. Double jointed knees. Like I said, I really like the texture in the suit. Very well done. He's got a black slash here. Belt. Very pleased, although I think it looks slightly inferior to the version from the first film. And a closer look at the Foot Soldier's face and head sculpt also looks pretty good, but I think the one from the first film just looks a little better. And the weird thing is, they should look exactly the same, as the second film takes place pretty shortly after the first one, and it's a remnants of the same Foot clan getting back together. And then here's the Foot Soldier broken down as far as he can go. Now for his accessories, starting off with his hands. He has a total of 6 hands, 3 left hands, and 3 right hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Then, with his second pair of hands, this is a pair of gripping hands. And here's his last pair of hands. This is a pair of open hands. His right hand looks kind of normal. Could be grabbing or choking hand. Left hand looks a little bit different. 2 fingers extended. Now for his mutagen canister. This is labeled TGRI. The mutagen canister is arguably more important in the second film than the first film. They actually steal some of it. Then Shredder steals it from the Turtles and makes his own mutants. Pretty cool to have this as an accessory. You can see the green. This one is filled TGRI. Looks pretty good. Here's the Foot Soldier holding the mutagen canister. Now it's way too large for his gripping hands. You have to sort of just balance it on this hand here. But I guess I finally found a use for the weird hand with the extended fingers. Now for his little sticks. They're very basic. Absolutely no detail. Very small. I guess I gave him some non-lethal weapons to use in the foot training camp. That's very disappointing that they didn't come with a plethora of weapons like the other Foot Soldiers do, but, whatever. And here's the Foot Soldier holding his weapons. Now I want to check out the differences between this Keno and Foot Soldier 2-pack Foot Soldier and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Foot Soldier 2-pack Foot Soldier. And to my surprise, they are a little bit different. So let's take a look. Start with the heads. Heads seem to be the same. As we go further down, the torso is actually different. You can see the lines of the fabric here and lines in his fabric quite different. This guy looks a little bit tubbier. This guy a little thinner. The paint job is a little bit different. His is a lot more black. His is a lot more, like a hint of brown. That's how they looked in that film. As we go further down, something I didn't mention before is he has sort of a soft goods belt on that we can stretch it out and stow some of his weapons in there. Now he does too, but you can see the sort of tied part in the front, whereas his is underneath. As we go further down, it looks like, I think the legs are the same, just a little bit more brown on this guy than the other one. But interesting that they have different torsos. And then to check out the differences between this Keno Foot Soldier 2-pack Foot Soldier and the first Turtles film Foot Soldier. So, start with the heads. And I actually thought the heads were different. They definitely are. The eyes are quite a bit sort of taller on this guy. The head itself feels a little bit longer and taller on the second film. The torso, definitely different. I think this guy uses the torso from the second film 2-pack. Pretty much everything else looks to be the same, the legs. So, I think the Foot Soldier from the first film is the same from the 2-pack from the second film, and then the Keno one is a little bit different. Now, the interesting thing about these 3 Foot Soldiers, from left to right, we have the one in the Keno pack, then the second film 2-pack, and then the first film release. Now, it looks like the Keno one has a different torso than the 2-pack version from the second film and the original version are the exact same sculpt. Now, the paint job is correct on the 2-pack version in the middle. The Keno one has the same paint job from the first film. It's just really, really weird, the liberties and differences they chose with these guys. I do like to have a little variety in the Foot Soldier army, so actually I really appreciate this. But some of the choices and decisions just make me kind of think, why make a whole new body just for the Keno version? Seems interesting. In addition to that, the Keno one is the only one that has a sort of longer, different head. Both the second film 2-pack and the original release, they are 100% the same head, same sculpt, etc. Just seems odd they wouldn't release that same Foot Soldier in the Keno pack, but they made a new torso and head for this one. And now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to 18 centimeters. And now for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, you can rotate from side to side. You can look up and down about that much. Tilt his head a little bit from side to side. Bandana is not articulated on this guy. Shoulders, ball joint goes out less than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got double jointed elbows. They go in about that far with rotation at the top. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Need to work on freeing mine up a little bit. Torso is one solid piece. His waist, well, it goes all the way down. The ball joint of the waist on this guy can barely move at all. Neither forward and back nor side to side. Very limited there. Not really sure why they made him that way. Legs. And it looks like they're going to go out about that far. Ball joints can rotate independently against the ball. They go forward about that much. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And rotation at the top. Then his ankle, forward and back, tilt rock, no rotation. There you go. Here's the foot soldier in charge of the training, telling Keno he's the only one worthy for the last challenge, and then he asks him to get those bells off the mannequin. Insert Raphael. And when the smoke clears, here's Keno holding all the bells. Here's a look at Keno in the foot soldier training facility. You can see different recruits training in the background. Foot soldiers all over the place. Now let's check them out next to some other action figures. Starting off with some other Ninja Turtle figures. Here's the foot training Keno next to the delivery boy version of Keno. And then here's Keno next to Donatello from the first film. While not Keno, both characters were played by Ernie Reyes Jr. Here's Keno next to the head swap, another guy training and recruiting to be a foot soldier. Here's Keno next to Danny, a similar type character from the first film. Younger supporting character, although Danny had no fighting skills and Keno had quite a few. And here's the foot soldier from the Keno 2-pack next to the foot soldier from the foot soldier 2-pack, both from the second film. I find it very odd they would make a new torso, a new head sculpt specifically for this foot soldier from this Keno pack. Just seems odd they wouldn't just put the same one out. I appreciate the diversity. I just don't understand why they would make a whole new body, or at least a partial body for this pack. And then, next to the foot soldier from the first film, which is the exact same mold from the foot soldier in the second film 2-pack, but not the second film Keno pack. So I have two of these foot soldiers from the Keno 2-pack. Two of the ones with the unique torso and head sculpt. So I also got 3 of the foot soldier 2-packs from the second film. My goal was to have 8 foot soldiers from the second film and 8 from the first film. But now I have 6 foot soldiers from the second film, 2 unique ones from the Keno packs, and then 8 from the first film. And you know what? I'm cool with that. And now, next to the first film foot soldiers, I have 8 of those guys. So here are all of my different movie foot soldiers. 8 from the first film, and then 8 from the second film, although 2 of them are unique sculpts. Here's this foot soldier next to a Neca Jared Leto Blade figure. I kind of like to use this guy as a foot soldier with the mask off, maybe in training attire. Kind of fits in. And here, next to the foot soldier from the animated series, I have 2 of those guys. I always thought this McFarlane purple version of Sub-Zero made for a pretty good leader of the Foot Clan, maybe sort of a hybrid of the cartoon and the movie version. Here they are, next to the turtles from the first film. I didn't bother getting the turtles from the second film, as they're very similar to these guys, and I personally think they look a little bit worse. These turtles are awesome. They look really, really good. They're pretty old at this point. A couple breakage issues, mainly with the accessories, but still some really cool figures. Here they are, next to Casey Jones, April O'Neil, Splinter, and Danny from the first film. Here they are, next to the first film Shredder. We really need to get a Tetsu to complete the collection for both the first and second films. Then, next to the second film Shredder. Then, next to all 3 versions of the Super Shredder from the second film. And here they are, next to Toko and Razar. That pretty much concludes my collection for the second film. I have everything they've released, except for the turtles themselves, as I'm pretty happy with the first film turtles. I do have the Professor 2-pack on order. Now, Neca said they're still going to be doing more stuff in this film. I can't really imagine what else they could do. Of course, the April O'Neil, considerably different than the first film. Tatsu would be a very obvious choice, but I believe that's a flat no. They're unable to make him. Maybe they could do Vanilla Ice from the end of the film. That'd be pretty funny. Now let's check them out. Next is some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how they fit in, both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix them with. Since they're NECA figures, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work with smaller. But first, let's check them out with some of their NECA brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from NECA Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack Specific and some DST or Devon Select toys. Here they are, next to a Lego car my wife just assembled. And here they are, with some McFarlane and some DC Direct figures. Then, with both some Mattel and some Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, next to some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Then, with some Mafex and some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, next to some SH figure arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, it's a pretty cool 2-pack. Keno looks pretty good. Foot Soldier looks pretty good. I am perplexed why they made a unique Foot Soldier for the Keno pack. It's not that I think all the Foot Soldiers should look the same. There are a ton of different ones. There are some fat ones in this film, etc., etc. It's just odd they would put the unique one in the Keno pack. I figured if they were going to make a unique Foot Soldier, they would use it for all the Foot Soldiers for this film. I don't know. I just think it's very odd. If they're going to reuse the Foot Soldier for the first film, in the second film 2-pack, they might as well just reuse it here too. Pleasantly surprised by that. Now the accessories are very cool. The punching bag, the punching gloves, etc. I do wish the Foot Soldier had a few more weapons. If I were to rate this pack, I was going to say 7, then I was going to say an 8. I guess I give this pack a 7.5 out of 10. It's a solid release, although I think I prefer the other version of Keno, and I think I prefer the other version of the Foot Soldier. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.